Oh wait,
Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Day After Podcast.
what's up, guys? Yeah. So I know we have a bunch of Survivor fans that watch our stuff, but is there any Big Brother fans out there? Yes, no. I forget. I'm
Maybe
talking to
so.
maybe so. Let it go. Um, so this is an interesting one, and and there's been worlds colliding between these. Usually, Big Brother has come on to Survivor, in the sense of like we've had two different Big Brother contestants from the past come on into the show. One of them doing pretty well and is like is like a favorite to want to come back and play, and the other, unfortunately, he just did bad both times. Well, he got medevac the first time, and then they really liked him, and I liked him, and then he came back, and then just got voted out. So his kind of like career there ended. Anywho, Caleb is not here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And don't forget about in season 2 of Big Brother, my only season of Big Brother I have ever watched. 4 Survivor players came into the house for one day for some reason.
probably for cross promotion.
And one of them was Jeff Varner.
You know, as years go on, some things just don't age.
Don't age as well. Yeah.
But like we understand, and we just move on from there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's been also a few other things that I know. Rob has a podcast, I believe, had Survivor versus Big Brother Risk happen. That was a fun little series they did.
All right.
Yeah. So I think the fact that these are the two biggest reality shows, both made by CBS, definitely lends themselves to a rivalry situation here.
Definitely,
And
especially since it's structurally they're kind of similar in the sense of like week to week someone's eliminated and they have challenges, which is kind of like makes Amazing Race so like different, because that's like the holy trinity of the reality game shows, and that's why there is a lot of comparison to it. Just one, you're in a comfy house, and the other one, you're on an island with no food.
Yeah, exactly. And that we also incorporated another idea that we've had here about bringing in hosts of these big reality shows. So we got Jeff Probst as the host of his the Survivor team, and Julie Chen is the host of her Dream Team, and the cast is pretty much comprised of people that the hosts themselves have either stated in interviews that they enjoy, or it's very clear that they have put forth to make sure that this person is important to the audience.
I mean, seeing how we have 3 of the people up there are minimum 4-time players. In this one, it's like it's going to be interesting, because there was one time, I think, one of our celebrity survivors, where I thought, it would be fun to bring Jeff, but want to give priority to others. Julie has played on our channel a few times, funny enough.
Exactly.
So she has some experience here.
Yeah. Julie and another Big Brother person have both made an appearance, so there's definitely at least some familiarity on that tribe.
Definitely. So they're not totally left out in the water sinking. They have some peeps that are familiar.
Exactly. So yeah, let's just kick it off here with Jeff Probst's Dream Team. And I'll start off here with the first person, Ben Dreebergen.
This is the first time he's on the channel, isn't he?
I believe so. I think this is a first, which is surprising. I feel like we should have brought him at some point, but I'm glad that he's finally making this chance here. Heading into Winners at War, Jeff Probst said that Ben is on his Mount Rushmore of Survivor players.
I mean, we all have our favorite. We all have like that one where it's like sometimes we all have that one unpopular opinion, or that's like a flavor pick of like, I don't know, like Ben, I think he gave like an interesting performance his first go around in Triple H. Though I understand why it's a controversial thing, because like the twist just happened and it seemed to like save its life in the game and all that stuff.
And his idol finds that were needed to get to the end. There's definitely like it wasn't like a very clean like dominant win in that regard.
It wasn't pretty. It was interesting in the sense of like how it was done, but like I might be biased with Ryan. But because I'm also a Ryan, and I liked how I genuinely liked how he played. And then Chrissy, if I was on that jury, I would have voted for Chrissy. But
and same with, honestly, I think Devin was playing a pretty good under the radar game as well. Like I think it really would have been an interesting final three with those three making it to the ends. So that there's always that kind of like, well, that twist ended up kind of creating a less interesting be careful there, less interesting final three scenario.
Well, I mean, in the sense that each one got votes, it still speaks levels. I feel like as time has gone by, I do have an appreciation for Triple H, especially after rewatching. There's a lot of interesting stuff. There's a lot of like good people in there.
I think it's honestly a fun season. I think there's some fun characters just all throughout. Even the ones that I think are now kind of more forgotten, honestly, have some pretty good moments. Like Cole, for instance, it's just a complete slob, and it's just like, he's irritating everyone, and it is so hilarious watching him irritate everyone. Like I don't know what it is about it. It's just hilarious.
I need to be more careful drinking this. And plus I forgot about Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike was fun. He was like, oh yeah, I'm just a guy in college, and he's just like this, he's this like little guy, and like he has an innocent face and all that, but like he can make moves and things like that.
Part of the Coconuts. Working with Joe Mena, which was a great alliance there, short-lived, but yet again, like there's a lot of great character moments that happen throughout this entire season. And I think a lot of people now only think about the Ben win than the rest of everything.
It's kind of like in the same thing of like how when I rewatch Guatemala, going in with an open mind and everything, and if it wasn't Danny that won, it would have been higher on my list. It's not at the bottom anymore after my rewatch. But it's didn't move up a lot because as soon as it happened, it was like because after I finished rewatch, no, it was like right before she was announced as a winner. Like I was watching, keeping an eye on her game and all that, and then as soon as Danny Boatwright won, it was like, no. It was like I couldn't. It's something where it's just preference. We all have like a preference, all that. We all have different favorites, and Ben is just Jeff's. I think Ben is a good guy. It's just at least for us two, we prefer different styles of playing.
Exactly. We don't want some shenanigans that end up giving someone the edge to a win. We like someone who dominates in a more socially and strategic fashion and has to outmaneuver instead of a bunch of advantages.
Fair enough. All right. We spent a lot of time on Ben. I guess because it was his first time on the channel.
First time, we haven't talked really a lot about Ben, actually.
Yeah, except for when we did the podcast for Winners
at War. But even then, like...
Well, I mean, he wasn't at the forefront of the action a lot of the time. All right, next up, we have someone that's been on our Brantsteele quite a few times. It's just he never does well. At all.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think her
it makes
best
me sad.
placement is getting voted out third. I believe that's her best placement.
It's sad because I do like Sierra. I think she especially after the rewatch, I kind of noticed why she kind of had like a descent where it was like, okay, I'm kind of gonna coast by, and then she started playing aggressively. Then in Cambodia, she started playing aggressively and then was a threat, and that's why she was, early merge. And then just targeting way too early in Game Changers, which it's still one of the things that hurt me to this day that she is a first boot.
Yeah. I think what happened was she got this mindset that she needs to be more aggressive and big moves and everything. But the fact is, her type and body type, it was better for a sleeper threat that then comes online mid merge and not
I
not
think
trying to
it's
be
like,
aggressive.
well, I guess it's like in the sense, and I think Wendell is also, it's one of those things when you see why they act like that in a future season.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, this didn't work. Maybe I didn't do it hard enough and stuff, because like the first time she played, it was like, oh, it didn't look like I was making any moves and stuff like that. And then, all right, I'm going to make a move. She made a move and she gained mad respect.
Yeah.
And then was, subsequently voted out not too long after.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with, and then, like it worked, but like with Cambodia, there was a lot of moving parts. And, you know, Sierra, is she worthy of a fourth time? Debatable. I feel like
Debatable. It
I
would
think
have. I think if you go heroes versus villains too, if you had
yeah,
that, I think you bring her on as, because you can tell the story of she'd vote out her mom, so put her on the villains tribe. Like
yeah.
there's things you can do there.
I
Um,
feel
yeah.
I feel it's a possibility. I'm not going to counter out because, like, granted, there are more people that have played four times,
Mm-hmm.
though it's still like a special honor, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, it's definitely hard to come back from a first boots scenario. Francesca was able to do it, but even
But
that, I think had question marks going into it, and definitely coming out.
yeah, I mean, who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
And
Hopefully,
also, yeah, I thought Sierra was great for here just because Jeff Probst loved to talk about Sierra and voting out her mom and almost embellished the story way beyond what it actually was in the game. It's a very like, oh, my mom's getting voted out. I just want to not be targeted next because I'm sticking with my mom, so I'll vote with them. Like it's not like a, ooh, this vote changed the entire vote to get my mom out.
yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like the host of anything, they
Mhm.
take something and they blow it up to give it like
Exactly.
meaning, to
Yeah.
have the narrative of it.
Yeah. But yeah, you can just tell in every interview that he ever does, like he just loves that move. He loves it. And he loves, like, Sierra is, I think, an interesting one for Jeff Probst to love. I feel like he usually doesn't like the small kind of dainty girls. He usually likes the ones that are, more cutthroat or can win challenges and stuff. But this is one that's a little different. So,
Yeah. I hope she does well this time. I'm like,
mhm.
we've had her. I don't want to. She's been through enough on our channel.
Yeah, leave Sierra alone.
I mean, she has Edge this time, so maybe that'll
Yeah,
help. We'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
All right.
And I think Survivor's are going to just do better. They're in their home ground. Maybe we'll do another Survivor versus Big Brother in Big Brother Brantsteele, but at least for this one, I think the Survivors have the advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got someone who has been on our channel and has done very well on our channel multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment values, getting far in the game, and everything. We have Sarif Fields. Obviously, the person, Jeff. This is another story he loves to talk about. She was the one that got off the couch and came to
Mm-hmm.
play Survivor, and she's one of the best social players the game has ever had. And if she wasn't idled out in Heroes versus Villains, it's interesting to think of like, that's a what if scenario of like how far Sarif might have gone. Granted, they should have gotten rid of Sarif just based on like how they were performing.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like a debate on that season where it was like, I want to get rid of her. This is my Rupert. We should probably get rid of her, but I want to have this honor and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But still,
Sorry, one of the greats.
The fact that they're willing to keep her despite that is speaks levels to how like beloved she is, where even if you're losing challenges one after the other, you still want to keep her around.
Yeah, I mean, look at Game Changer. She came in and was an immediate target because everyone knew she was one of the biggest threats going into the season, and somehow like she just shrugged all of that off. Like it got to the point where even she goes out that season with no one voting for her.
It's because no one else. It was like, I think going into that finale, I was like, for me, it was like, I definitely thought she was going to win at that point because it felt like, one, it was her fourth outing, and I'm not saying like, oh, that means she is going to win. But also, like, if you were looking at her gameplay, she was like a mentor to Michaela out there. And I would say like there was bigger fish to fry in the sense where you had Culpepper, you had Sarah, but Lucina was playing like a low-key game.
Aubrey.
Aubrey. The only one that wasn't really a threat out there was like Troyzan, but what's she gonna do?
Yeah, he got to punch his goat tickets.
Yeah. All right. Next up, you already know him. If you know Survivor, at least here in America, you know Jeff.
Yeah. If you watch one episode of Survivor, regardless of the episode, you have seen Jeff Probst.
I mean, he's just one of those things where it's like, even if you're not familiar with the show, you at least know what he looks like. It's just like he's synonymous with like Survivor. He's like, hell, like even for Total Drama Island, which is like the knockoff series for this, made for kids. Like Chris McLean was based off of Jeff Probst, like down to like the shirt and like
the clothes,
the color scheme and stuff. Granted, Chris McLean, his personality is cray, but it's kind of that thing. Also, there is something in common with this team and the next team. I have met in person. I've met one of the people in person from each team, and Jeff is the one I have met from this team.
I think that's probably the best one to meet on this team, in my opinion. I don't. There's a few toss-ups, but I still feel like Jeff Probst is he's there.
I mean, I'm glad that if I met anyone from Survivor, it's the host of it, because granted, the host, like Jeff, his personal flair and stuff, and his stuff at Tribal Council is part of the show. It's part of the narrative and stuff. Now, granted, I haven't seen Australian Survivor or South American, New Zealand, or no, not New Zealand, because that's part of Australia. Well, not actually part of Australia. Well, Australia,
there's so many international survivors.
Yeah, where it's like, obviously the hosts, they give off of different energy and, kind of have that effect on the show because it's the narrative that it's being told by. And Jeff is someone who for over 20 years has stuck by this show, which is impressive. And his stuff at Tribal Council, some of his one-liners, like, I think that's what you call a life lesson. Like little things like that. He's a great personality. And so I'm excited to see how Jeff Probst finally playing Survivor does.
He has stated in interviews that he thinks he would be terrible at Survivor. He thinks that he would cause conflict and get on people's nerves, and
I think that's because he's been on the other side of interviewing people so long, he knows how to like dig into people. He knows how to push buttons, and he knows how to push buttons because he's the host. He knows all this stuff. He's been doing it for so long where it's kind of hard to disassociate that from Survivor, because like it's so interwoven for him.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, well, I'm definitely excited to see how far Jeff Probst can make it. We are doing Edge of Extinction, so I thought it would be fitting to do this because I know he loved Edge of Extinction. He thought it worked. So
I think it's something great to bring for, like they did with Winners at War.
Yeah,
because like if you're having like an all-star season, and for the casual watcher, let's say I love Tyson. Tyson was voted off like 5th last in his season, in that season. And so like if I was like a casual, I'm like, oh dang, I only really wanted to watch it because Tyson was in it. Screw it, I'm not gonna watch anymore. It gives people a reason to tune in because like, oh, maybe he might come back in the game. We'll see some more stuff from him. Oh, he's eating peanut butter. Haha.
Yeah. There's always can be some fun, especially I mean, I don't like that they have someone come back in at final 6, but it does create some drama of like, oh, is this person going to have an idol that they play? Are they going to win immunities? Like there's like they kind of have to get to the end like that, but there can be some drama that gets formed from that.
Yeah, I agree. I like it a little better than Redemption Island.
Yeah. I think it's an improvement over that.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Redemption Island, this was not a planned transition. We have someone who featured on a season that had Redemption Island. We have John Cochran. He's such a big, Survivor fan and stuff. And like when he came out, he was like an instant favorite of mine when season 23 when the TV guide here's the cast, like as soon as I saw this guy, I'm like, he is going to be the guy I'm rooting for whatever season he's in. He's the quintessential Survivor nerd. He won Survivor, and I think he won one of our Brantsteeles too.
We have a few winners on our Brantsteele here actually.
So it's going to be hard because there's going to be like 5 people that don't make it to the merge, or maybe 4. We don't know.
Who knows? Anyone could come back at any time. Our first boot could end up winning the season. Who knows?
Or someone could make it all the way to 4 and then just quit.
By the way, people seem to think that was hilarious, especially our reactions to to that moment.
Yes, but at the same time, we're invested in the story and everything. We're like, what? No.
It can't happen again, right? We can't have another. We had back-to-back. We filmed those in one sitting, and both of them had a final 4 where we didn't have a tribal council.
Yep.
Like the first one was understandable. It's a medevac. Like, okay, we can't be that mad. Like if something happened, then it happens. But a quit.
Well, I mean, for that one, I get how it would make sense if you think of like the actions that were taken. But Brantsteele doesn't know that.
Yeah.
We just had to justify it. It's still, it's like if you've watched Baruto, minor spoiler alert, they introduced a thing where it's like, so like Naruto, he wants to be Hokage and stuff. And the writers were like, let's just take away the fact that we're just going to make him unconscious for his inauguration as the Hokage. And it's like, no, you didn't have to do that. Like, you didn't have to do that. You had the power. No one said you had to do that, but you did it anyway. Just why? And that was kind of like one of those moments. And
I wished he just didn't win immunity and could have just got it voted out. Like if he went out that way, it would have been fine. And then the fact that then we also had the 3-way fire making like that. So basically, it almost made the season not matter.
Like at that point, yeah, I didn't
like
I didn't care at that point because I'm like,
yeah, like Himiko Toga, even if she ended up winning, who would have been the next rightful, like it just would have been like, well, she just won then because she won at Fire, I guess.
Whatever. Anywho, let's get through this list.
Let's go on to someone that is huge on our Brantsteele, part of probably some of our best seasons, I'd even say.
She's definitely on our Mount Rushmore of Brantsteele Survivor contestants and actual Survivor contestants. Exactly. Parvati Jallow.
Yeah, so it took her like 6 or 7 attempts before she finally gets voted out of the game. Like she just kept returning and kept making it to the end. A 2-time winner.
Our first 2-time winner.
Exactly. Yeah, she won Winners at War. She's our Winners at War winner there. So there is something to be said, though. She can get to the end, but she definitely doesn't have the best track record of winning the season at that point.
Well, I mean, because she already won her first season, so it was kind of like, whereas in Winners at War, everyone's a winner already. So that's true. One thing that Regina might have over her. For those of you who are not familiar with our Brantsteeles, Regina George is also a contestant who we've done in like Fantasy Island, and she's one of the best players we had, and she is a 2-time winner as well.
And if she gets to the end, she's got, I think, a better chance of winning than Parvati, actually. Like she's made it to the end, I believe, 3 times and has won twice, so and the other one, I believe, she was tied actually with Double Lift, but then the person who was there ended up voting for Double Lift over her. So
makes sense.
Yeah. So she's I'm excited. I hope that she can make it far again. It's gonna suck when Parvati ever has a bad season because
it might be this one.
It might. Yeah, I'm really hoping not. But it can happen any time. Like she's always, she's got a huge target.
Yes, he does. All right, next up we got Boston Rob. Obviously he's the person that has played most in terms of different seasons, as well as even coming on as a mentor one season.
He's been technically a part of 6 seasons of Survivor.
And I mean, like, when you even ask people who casually know Survivor or watch it back in the day, you say who Boston Rob is to someone like that, they know who you're talking. Like, he's one of those people that has stood the test of time, and I would say, like, the people that from old school Survivor that fans from back then know, like, if you say Hatch, if you say Susan Hawk, or you say Colby and you say Boston Rob, like, he's one of the names where you can say to an old fan and they'll automatically know who it is.
Exactly. He's and he's one of Jeff Probst's buds, like they are very, very close together. You can definitely tell that there's definitely some favoritism in with Jeff Probst with Boston Rob. Boston Rob, he's been pretty good on our Brantsteeles as well, I should say. Typically making far and plays very much like he does on television in his seasons. He's very controlling. He creates a pretty strong alliance. In Captain's Curse,
one of those alliances, and it was one of my favorite alliances I've ever been a part of.
Exactly. In Captain's Curse, he literally created just the vote someone off, they don't get a chance to play the game. Pretty much the nose goes.
I mean, hey, that also gave you your win.
Exactly.
So I'm interested to see how he does this time around. All right. Next up, we have Chantel Smith, the the new composer on Survivor. And I'm
Yeah,
glad
she should have gotten some musical credit. I don't know if she did, but she definitely should have.
I remember reading Bryan Cranston's book, and I know this is for obviously like he's actor, not reality TV. But like he mentioned something of like if you create your own song and they use it in the show, you can get money from that.
Interesting.
He does it. It was just kind of like I wouldn't say a footnote. It was like it was just like a little story he had for when he was on Malcolm in the Middle,
Uh-huh.
of like all the different like musical things he did as Hal.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take free money." So maybe she, when that show aired and like all the little reruns they have on like Pluto or whatever, she'd get money. She is definitely she was my winner pick. She kind of descended. She fell from grace a little bit, though I feel like if she were to play again and there were other big threats around her, I feel like she could do well because she probably saw where she went wrong and is like, okay, I've learned from that. I learned to kind of like keep my cool and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely hope. I'm not. I feel like there's definitely might be a bit of a I think if she goes, I think if they did a 43 or 44 like in this next season, and it was a returning season, I think she might still be hesitant to acknowledge her missteps that happened in the merge, because she seemed to definitely kind of like, oh, you guys don't even know what you're talking about, kind of like trying to say, because she played such a great game, and I think at least in the pre-merge, she played such a great game that she remember, and because the season was so shortened, her missteps really were only like 3 or 4 days, like of actual like time. So her look at it is maybe a little skewed because of that. But I mean, just in general, you could definitely tell the editors have propped her up to be this next big character in Survivor. Like, she's definitely someone that will be coming back, because they gave so much extra music to making for her. They gave her this big exit at Tribal Council. Like, it was they had special music just for that moment too. Like, they really tried to make Shan feel like she's in gear to be one of the next greats.
She may be. We just gotta see her play more.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Last but not least, on the Survivor team, we have Wendell Holland, 36 and 40. He's one where he definitely needs a redemption arc, and if he returns for another season, because the thing with exes, it's always tough. And so when you're on a season with an ex, it just didn't look well for him. And plus, there was the whole thing of like, because in 36, he finished a puzzle but didn't call it. So that's why he seemed a little bit more aggressive when it was like, Jeff, look at us, we're about to finish. That season didn't do him too much justice, but he is, like the first go around, great player, and he's done semi-decent on our channel. Not like he's had a few like rough spots, but there were some others where he did all right.
Definitely not like a standout on any of the seasons, but he'll usually, he's made the merge and like mid-merge or that kind of stuff. He's also the only person Jeff Probst has ever predicted to win the season, and has gone on to win the season.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, or maybe I did and just forgot.
Every season they always ask him who he thinks is going to win, and he's like, he usually picks like the person who goes out pre-merge, but in Ghost Island he picked Wendell, and he won.
Nice.
Yep. Okay, that's Jeff Probst's dream team. Let's move on over here now to Julie Chen's dream team.
All right, so the only one I can't really say too much about is Janelle, but starting off with Audrey Middleton. She is the first transgender contestant on Big Brother. I believe she was in. Was she in 18? I think she was in 18.
Yeah, I am definitely way less knowledgeable about Big Brother, so I'm even kind of like looking up to maybe get some facts.
Like I had to like double check names and stuff to like associate, but yeah, she didn't do too hot during that season. I don't know if they brought her back, but
yeah, Big Brother 17 was the one.
Yeah, so I don't think they brought her back, but she was an early boot, but
yeah,
she was entertaining the time she was there. So yeah.
Yeah, Julie Chen. This is another one that I found of just an interview of Julie Chen, pretty much saying a few people who she liked, and she did say Audrey Middleton. I'm wondering if it's because she was excited that she got the first transgender person was on the show and that kind of stuff. Maybe it was more of a fresh memory of kind of how that went. So yeah. That must be some strong coffee.
Might be. I also kind of blew out my voice the other day during the audition. Well, callback. This was yesterday, so that might be a part of it as well. Because my throat did kind of hurt after like shouting, basically. So yeah. I should probably not be drinking iced coffee of all things.
Yeah. Probably should have had some tea and honey.
Had honey, but tea. I'm not a big tea guy. Anywho, Ryan's, loud mouth and coffee habits aside. So, yeah, I think Audrey. I think if she wasn't an early boot, she could have definitely made a big impact on Big Brother during that time, but obviously I do remember who she is because she was on one of the seasons I saw, and the fact that she was like the first for that representation on the show also speaks volume.
Exactly.
All right, so Dan, I know something about. The first season I saw was Big Brother 15, and what they did there was they had kind of like what Island of the Idols did, but they decided to be like, all right, usually Big Brother these days has 16 contestants. So this one, they were like, oh, we're going to make it 12 contestants, and we're going to give 3 people one coach, and he was one of the coaches. And the coaches were like returning players. And then a little bit ways down, I think when they got to 12, they were like, all right, we could reset the game and the 4 people that were already eliminated come back, or we will have the coaches join the game. And the coaches joined the game, and he played a great game and made it to second place.
Nice. Yeah, he is. I know that he is regarded as one of the best winners of Big Brother. That typically when you and Joey has picked here, at least for 3 of these guys, Dan, Derrick, and Will are considered like in that Mount Rushmore of, at least for the male contestants, like they are like have played some kind of legendary game or that kind of stuff. So So yeah, I know the name Dan Giesling. I just don't necessarily know his game as well.
Yeah. So next up we have Derrick Levasseur. Sorry. And so for him, his whole thing was going in Jump Street, because he used to do that as like he was an undercover cop. Obviously, after Big Brother, he couldn't do that anymore because people knew his face.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically what he did was he was the definition of a sleeper threat. And anyone that kind of like figured out what he was up to, he would get rid of. So yeah, he's one of the ones where he played a great game, just not a flashy game. And that was like the only thing that kind of hurt him, but it was obvious he was going to win.
Yeah. I'm rooting for Derrick. I know that he also has a Survivor podcast.
Really?
Yeah. I got to hear him talk a bit about this recent season of Survivor. With and he does it with another one of the people, one of his alliance members from that season. I don't.
Oh yeah, he had a great bromance with one person.
Yeah, it's
I
that
forget
guy.
who.
Yeah, those two guys have a podcast now, and they cover this recent season of Survivor. So yeah, I at least know him maybe third most on this tribe.
I would say he's definitely up there. But the next contestant, sorry, the next contestant I have actually met in person at Starbucks. We have Frankie Grande. And for those of you who don't know Big Brother, he is famously the brother of Ariana Grande. This is true. Apparently he's been back for like Celebrity Big Brother and also another season, I don't know, but the season he was in, he was great in it. Definitely a standout. And the only kind of real reason he got out when he did was because of a twist they introduced where they could rewind that week.
Did they smash an hourglass?
Yeah, well, it was like there was this button that you pressed, and it was like they didn't say what the button would do. And so when you press the button, it would restart the game, but no one did. But the house was like, I think he was the one that did it too. It's like when someone introduces that into the game, you just kind of have to. And he even admitted that when he was eliminated, he was like, "Yeah, I regret pressing it, but it's something like you have to press that button because it was introduced into the game."
Yeah. You can't just introduce something and then have no resolution to it.
Exactly. All right. Next up.
Yeah. Do you want me to take? Because I know maybe a little more. I guess we got Janelle. So she first came on for Big Brother 6 and 7, and she started off kind of as the flirty, hot blonde kind of character. Actually, like that was her kind of character, and she by doing that, she got third place in back-to-back seasons, making pretty far runs. And then she ends up coming back for Big Brother 14 and 22 and has terrible performances because now she's kind of the older mom kind of character and doesn't know how to play the game that way.
What you gonna do? Maybe Survivor might be more her speed now.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe she can be the Heather of the season.
Oh, come on. All right, next up we have Julie Chen, no stranger to our Brantsteeles, has done well. I know she did well our first time.
Yeah, and I think the other time she was the merge boots, right? Yeah, I think so.
Around that. So yeah, Julie is a great host. Kind of like, obviously she has her own vibe and everything, but it's kind of like with Big Brother, she offers her own like flavor to it, and it's one of those things where it's hard to like think of a replacement because they're so synonymous with one another. Great personality. So there's not too much else I can say. I think this is going to be interesting. I wonder if her and Jeff will get into an alliance, possibly.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would. It definitely would.
Yeah, I know they get into alliance or they battle each other and duke it out. I want if one of those can happen, this is a success.
We'll see. All right, next up, another person that's been on our channel. We have Nicole Franzel. Also made it pretty far in our Survivor Celebrity, our Celebrity Survivor 2, making it to, was it second or third place?
Yeah, I forgot exactly where. I just know that she was in the finale.
Yeah. And then unfortunately, she was brought back, didn't do too hot, but she is an actual winner of Big Brother. Her original season was with Derrick and Frankie. Got like, but she found out like Derrick's like, whole stick. And then Derrick got rid of her.
Yeah.
And came back as like, sorry.
All good.
Came back in a season where there was like 4 returnees, and she won out.
Nice. Nicole has second most experience here on this tribe. Definitely, I think Julie and Nicole are definitely people that they should try to keep around, because they have some experience on a Brantsteele. You got to keep them. They know probably some more of the survival stuff at this point.
Definitely. All right, next up we have Rachel Riley. Now I forget what season she was in, because it wasn't a season I watched, but her reputation for being someone who was rather annoying. So much so that one of the seasons I watched, basically one of the punishments was that she was talking for like 30 minutes, and like the winner, or like the loser of the winner that had a choice. It was like the winner of that season, Ian, had a choice, like, oh, get for him, and then the other people get it. It was like a choice, and he lost, and so had to listen to her talk for quite some time.
How awful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I believe she did pretty well. Her sister appeared in I believe it was Big Brother 16, and then her sister was considered a big threat because she hid the fact that she was Rachel's sister. So Rachel apparently is pretty good, just not everyone's cup of tea.
Interesting. Well, we'll see if she ends up being the person to annoy this tribe.
We'll see. All right.
Next up is the person for the winner of the only season of Big Brother that I have watched to completion, and that is Dr. Will Kirby. Which I think I thought he played a great game. Starting off with kind of like this beautiful people alliance, the Chilltown was what they were called. And seeming like they have power, they win the first head of house with this alliance, but then they end up picking kind of like someone who's kind of close to them, but they think no way that they're going to vote this person out first with the person that they want to get out. And of course, the person they want to get out does not get out, and the person closer to them ends up getting taken out. So then they end up being on the bottom, and we kind of get a bit of almost a begonging of this alliance until it's just Will. And then somehow he socially maneuvers and manipulates his way into being the main guy everyone is going to in the game. Very crazy. He's considered, this really smart guy. He went in there, said he was a doctor to everyone on the first day.
Dr. Will. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Just somehow managed to get to the end. He never wins a single challenge. Like he said that was his strategy, was not to win challenges, because once he wins a challenge, his threat level would have gone up like exponentially.
Yeah, I mean, because all right, those of you that haven't seen Big Brother, so when you're head of household, which is kind of like basically they choose who gets nominated to, they nominate 2 people, and either one of them can get voted out. There was a time where they transitioned to like having 2 head of households. I'm not sure if that's still the norm. It feels like it was, but essentially when they nominate, and they're immune for that week, but you can't be head of household 2 weeks in a row. So like it makes you vulnerable the next week.
Exactly.
So yeah. I'll say this, one thing that the Big Brother contestants will have to like endure is there's a lot of ways to save yourself in Big Brother. In here, not so much.
Yeah, well, they've got Edge of Extinction.
Yeah.
That's their little tie-in here, is they can come back into the game with that.
So it's possible, but we'll just have to see.
Okay. Well, let's see. Who are you most excited for the Jeff Probst dream team?
It's gotta be Sierra.
Sierra
and Jeff.
Sounds good. Yeah. I think I'm rooting here for Parvati, Jeff, and I'll give it a little nod to Boston Rob. I want to see Boston Rob get a win and be part of our winner's circle.
All right.
Yeah. What about Julie Chen's dream team?
I have to go with Frankie and Nicole.
Cool. Yeah, I have to go with Dr. Will, and I'm also going to be rooting for Derrick.
All right. So now that we got everyone introduced, let's do this thing.
Let's do it. Okay, Dr. Will is the person to find the advantage menu. Okay, starting off strong. Okay, no alliances. Let's see who is the first person or first tribe to be immune. It is the Jeff Probst dream team. Nice.
Dope.
Hey, Sierra not going to be the first boot. Jeff and Wendell have a small fight.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus. Okay, well, Wendell, be careful. You might get kicked off the show without a tribal council if you upset Jeff.
Maybe. What's he doing to Sarif?
Sarif and Wendell find something in common.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. Sarif and Wendell have a major fight.
Okay.
Wendell works hard at camp because wow, Wendell. What he is everywhere at once.
He was like, yeah, he's the fulcrum for all of this. I think he was trying to make some furniture around the place and just wasn't appreciated except with Sarif.
Yeah,
because he was making a couch.
Oh wow, that's
and Sarif was all on board with that, but everyone else was like, "What are you doing?"
The fact that we get 4 things from Wendell here is pretty crazy. Janelle is impressing the rest of the team. That's all we get.
Yay!
Man, we love it when we don't know anything.
All right, I'm gonna say it's Rachel.
I'm gonna say it's Janelle because they're gonna be upset that she's impressing everyone. Dr. Will used the advantage menu hidden immunity idol on Audrey.
Well,
first vote goes to Julie. Second vote goes to Rachel. Third vote goes to Nicole. Fourth vote goes to Nicole. Fifth vote goes to Julie. Sixth vote goes to Julie.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do
Seventh
it.
Vote goes to Julie. Eighth vote goes to Nicole. And Julie is the first boot. Wow.
That is
mean. Well, she's going to the edge of extinction. Let's see who voted for her. So Audrey, Dan, Dr. Will, Nicole, and Rachel voted for Julie. Derrick, Frankie, and Julie voted for Nicole, and Janelle was completely out of it, voting for Rachel.
Oh, Janelle.
Yep. Wow. So we've already lost one of our hosts.
Jeff is probably sweating bullets right now.
Yeah. We built up this whole thing about Jeff Probst and Julie Chen, and Julie Chen is the first person gone.
Damn.
Okay, well, she's not raising her flag, at least.
I would hope not.
It'd be funny if she chooses to continue. It's like, this is what I have to deal with. Never mind. I guess Sandra kind of did that, but she didn't have a choice, I guess. So, and the Julie Chen Dream Team wins immunity.
Don't let it be Jeff.
If it's Jeff, Ben Dreebergen finds the hidden immunity idol.
Because of course.
Sierra and Sarif have a minor disagreement.
Oh no.
That's all we're getting. So it's probably either Sierra or Sarif.
How about no?
And Dan and Dr. Will bond strongly.
Don't let it be Sierra.
Oh no, I feel like I mean, Sarif was, but she also found something in common with Wendell. But Wendell was getting it. I don't know.
Sarif or Jeff.
First vote goes to Parvati. Second vote goes to Sierra. Third vote goes to Parvati. Fourth vote goes to Sierra. Fifth vote goes to Parvati. I'm hoping Sierra goes, honestly. Sixth vote goes to Sierra. Seventh vote goes to Parvati. Eighth vote goes to Sierra. One vote left.
Are you ready for this?
It's Sierra.
Why?
Oh my god. This is hilarious.
Why? Just why?
She's not the first boot.
She has a possibility of getting back, but gosh.
Yeah. She can come back in. I still believe in her.
Jesus.
Okay, who voted for who here? Ben, Sarif, Parvati, Chen, and Wendell voted for Sierra. Boston, Rob, Sierra, Cochran, and Jeff voted for Parvati. Okay, Boston, Rob, and Jeff being on the house there. So that's not good.
Cochran.
Yeah, and Cochran. But I think Cochran can get back in easy. I think Boston, Rob, and Jeff might have some uphill climbing to do.
See.
Okay, no alliances. No one is making any alliances this game. And the Jeff Probst Dream Team wins rewards. They get comfort items or 3 hens and a rooster, and they're choosing the hens and a rooster.
Hey.
And the Jeff Probst Dream Team wins immunity.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, we're definitely biased towards the survivor. So when it's like we're rooting for the same team at this point, this is our team.
Sorry. It was.
Cochran releases the chickens.
Why? You have more knowledge than this.
Sarif and Parvati have a minor disagreement. Sarif is maybe targeting Parvati as the next person to go home.
Maybe.
Wendell works hard at camp and becomes tired. He's working hard. After that day 1 fiasco, he's working hard.
Kind of has to.
Audrey finds the Julie Chen, a hidden immunity idol.
Okay.
And Dan and Derrick find something in common.
Nice.
They both won Big Brother.
And their names start with a D.
Yep. Derrick and Nicole find something in common.
Also 2 winners, and they were on the same season.
Exactly. And a new alliance forms between Dan and Derrick, the first of the season. And Big Brother is all about those ride or dies, the duos. And they are doing exactly that here.
And they're more of they name their alliances a lot more than Survivor does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's this alliance? Let's give them a double D.
Double D, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So who is on the chopping block?
Janelle.
I'm going to say Janelle or Rachel. First vote goes to Nicole.
Please don't.
Second vote goes to Nicole. Third vote goes to Nicole.
Okay.
Fourth vote goes to Dr. Will. Come on. Fifth vote goes to Dr. Will. Sixth vote goes to Nicole.
How does this before you
goes to Dr. Will? Okay, 1 vote left.
I know it's going to be Nicole. Before you scroll down more, I love how Brantsteele has like a heat-seeking missile. on the people I like and just gets rid of them.
Yep.
That's why.
You have to only have one or two people you like get to the end.
Just do it already.
And Nicole is taken out.
Yeah.
Oh, that is brutal. That is brutal.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally rooting for the Survivor team. Okay, we're gonna get rid of your favorites, Ryan.
Yeah, we'll watch. Frankie's gonna be the next one to go. So Audrey, Dan, Derrick, Dr. Will, and Janelle voted for Nicole, and Frankie, Nicole, and Rachel voted for Dr. Will.
Dang nabbit. All right.
Okay, they all have a chance to come back in.
They do. However, everyone that thinks they're safe are in for a rude awakening. Because this is a tribe swap episode.
But first, we got to see nothing happens here. Okay, yeah, tribe swap. Okay, the new Jeff Probst Dream Team is Audrey Middleton, Sarif Fields, Rachel Riley, Chantel Smith, and Dr. Will.
Okay.
So Big Brother dominant there. We'll see if that holds. The new Joy Chen Dream Team is Ben, Janelle, Cochran, Parvati, and Wendell.
So Janelle is kind of just there.
She's in some trouble. And
well, I mean,
oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be a thing where she could be a swing. So we don't quite know just yet.
Yeah, they could always still do some infighting. And we have the Amazing Race tribe.
Fittingly enough, it does have Rob.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we got Dan Giesling, Derrick, Frankie, Jeff Probst, and Rob. So Jeff Probst and Boston Rob gonna have their bromance over here.
Of course. Oh, another fun fact. To keep kind of this thing where I've met at least one from each of the show, I actually played Pokemon Go with a winner of Amazing Race.
Oh, really?
I forget what I think it was season 10, but it's a dude with he has a big beard and stuff. He's
nice.
He's a fun comedy-ish kind of guy. Yeah, he kind of like a hippie a bit. So I need to. It's been a while, so I forget his name, unfortunately.
Got it. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is, though, when you look at it, very Big Brother dominant in terms of, two tribes have Big Brother majority, and then the survivors have one tribe, but only one person potentially pick off.
True. But with Amazing Race, they also have the we mentioned the Jeff and Rob bromance, but remember, Double D is on this side, and maybe Frankie already knows that because he was on the wrong side and might want to switch to Jeff and Rob.
Yeah, Frankie is really the swing vote. We really have the two different sides are on here, and we got Frankie dead in the middle.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Nice. No alliances. And the only alliance, but there's also Idol hidden there, so we'll see if anyone can find that. And the Amazing Race wins immunity, and the Jeff Probst Dream Team wins immunity. So Janelle is in some trouble.
Could be.
Okay, no events occurred here. Ben has the Idol. Ben and Wendell bond slightly.
All right.
Cochran is impressing the rest of the team. Okay. And no events occurred over here. Okay.
Well, there was no negative events that kind of happened.
Yeah.
It could be Janelle, could be Parvati. We just have to. Unfortunately, I think it's one of the two girls.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right.
First vote goes to Wendell. Second vote goes to Wendell. Third vote goes to Janelle. Fourth vote goes to Janelle. And Wendell is taken out. Wow. They did not like his day one. He kind of threw his game away after the being on so many people's radar.
I guess so.
Yeah, Parvati's the only one that voted with him.
So Parv is in trouble now. That's not good.
Yeah, this might be her pre-merge exits.
Well, I mean, the team has to lose.
Yeah.
And in this season, there is a thing where there's
the double tribal.
Yeah, the joint tribal council.
Yeah.
So it could favor, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so they receive a clue now here on Edge of Extinction. Wendell finds it and can practice for the re-entry challenge. And Julie finds an advantage and can assign an extra vote to a player attending the next tribal council.
All right.
And she's plans to give it to Shan on Jeff Probst's team, Janelle on Julie's team, or Jeff on The Amazing Race.
I see what he's doing.
Yeah, look at that. Okay. Oh, I kind of want to see Jeff, The Amazing Race lose here.
We'll just have to see.
Okay, no alliances. Nothing. Dan Giesling has found The Amazing Race hidden immunity idol.
That's a little rough.
Yeah, the Dan and Derrick right now are
the double Ds.
Yeah, double D alliance are in a pretty good spot. Joy Jen Dream Team wins rewards.
Nice.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, jar of peanut butter and jar of jelly, loaf of bread, and ice cold milk. Nice. And the Jeff Probst Dream Team wins peanut butter and jelly. Okay,
Nice.
And let's see if that fuels them. The Julie Chen Dream Team wins immunity. And the Amazing Race wins immunity.
So that means Jeff's team is going. Well, the Jeff Dream Team. You know what I mean.
Yeah. And that means Shan, I believe, will be getting that extra votes.
And as we know, with no events, really?
Nothing. No one cares about what's happening. Janelle has a major meltdown though over here. They won and are freaking out. And no events occurred over here. Okay, well, what could happen here? Dr. Woe's the only guy on the tribe, so they might.
He has favor with Audrey. They would be smart to stick together, the Big Brother peeps.
Yeah, I think they need to use numbers. I think this is one of the cases where they really need to not try to cannibalize each other until later on.
Yeah, I feel Shan's going to use her extra vote on one of them. And we might actually have a rock situation.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
All right, one way to find out.
Audrey uses the hidden immunity idol. First vote goes to Audrey, does not count.
Oh, no.
Second vote goes to Audrey, does not count. Third vote goes to Audrey, does not count. And Rachel.
Okay.
Rachel is voted out.
Oh, wait. Does just Shan keep the extra vote?
Yeah, she didn't use it.
Oh, I thought it was just for this tribal.
No. You get it for the rest of the game.
Oh, okay. Well, that can still come in handy, especially if they have to go again.
Exactly. So yeah, Suri, Rachel, and Shan voted for Audrey, and Audrey and Dr. Will voted for Rachel.
So, yeah, she definitely needs it.
Yep. Yeah. If they go again right here, I definitely think that will be played.
Unfortunately, it kind of sucks for Audrey and Will, but there is no the idol does not get replenished on that tribe.
Yeah.
Since it was a jewelry one.
So Rachel arrives on the edge of extinction. They receive a clue. Sierra finds an advantage and can penalize another player for re-entry.
All right.
Okay, Sierra's finding some stuff.
Come on, Sierra.
Nothing. Nope, everyone's just having a good old time out there. The Amazing Race wins reward. They win pastries, cookies, coffee, and tea.
Nice.
And the Julie Chen Dream Team wins coffee and cookies.
Beautiful.
And let's see who wins immunity. The Julie Chen Dream Team wins immunity. Poverty is getting herself to another merge.
Nice. Only thing is, with this big tribal council, what kind of games will be played? Especially since there is only one idol and there is one extra vote. And they're from the different tribes. And is it Big Brother heavy? So it still would be, since it's 9 people in total, it would still be more so on the Big Brother side, I believe. Because on the Amazing Race tribe, there's the Double D's and Frankie, given with the Will and Audrey on the Jeff Probst Dream Team tribe. That makes 5. So it could be like that.
Yeah. You never know. I feel like this joint tribal council, like, things could happen that make almost no sense because it's such a scramble.
Yeah.
Okay, no events occurred. Dan and Derrick have a major fight. Infighting in the Double D's.
Why right now?
Yeah, they're getting testy with each other. Frankie and Boston Rob bond strongly.
Nice.
And that the alliance dissolves. The Double D alliance is gone.
It was our only ray of sunshine in this
that was our only alliance
season.
And then Dan and the rest at Camp to restore his energy. Well, the ride or die has disappeared very quickly. So
I can't
Dan or Derrick?
I can't tell you. I'm gonna say I kind of don't want any of them to go, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty good mix right here.
I'm gonna say I would like to keep Jump Street around, so I'm gonna say Dan is the one going home.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't want to say anyone. I'm gonna say Sarif. I'm gonna say Big Brother sticks together. Chen uses the extra vote power.
Makes sense.
First vote goes to Jeff Probst.
No.
Second vote goes to Frankie.
Also no.
Third vote goes to Frankie. Fourth vote goes to Frankie. Fifth vote goes to Jeff. Sixth vote goes to Frankie.
How is it that I didn't choose anyone for this? I legit did not choose anyone, and I still feel like I'm losing.
I know, right? We should be happy that Big Brother people are going, but Ryan his favorite Big Brother people are gone. Oh, okay. It could still be Jeff. It could still be Jeff.
I don't want him to go either.
Vote goes to Jeff. Eighth vote goes to Frankie. Ninth vote goes to Jeff. One vote left.
And it's gonna be Frankie.
And it's Frankie in a 6-4. Wow. All right. So Audrey, Sarif, Derrick, Jeff, Shan, and Shan. So Shan's double votes went for Frankie. And Boston Rob, Dan, Dr. Will, and Frankie voted for Jeff.
I mean, it didn't really make too much of a difference.
Yeah, Shan, she didn't need to use her extra votes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So Edge of Extinction. I mean, I guess maybe Shan was afraid someone was going to switch or something, and so she just wanted to negate that chance.
Fair.
Okay. So Sierra penalizes Nicole.
All right, let's see. Who do you think is coming back?
Who I think is coming back? I think Wendell has a really good chance of coming back. I think
he has the advantage. So I think it's going to be Rachel, since we have no real emotional attachment to her, and that's just what Brantsteele likes to do.
I kind of hope Julie comes back though, because I want to see her and Jeff at least on the tribe for some time.
Because I want Julie to come back too, so that's just not going to happen.
Julie Chen will return to the game.
All right.
And she gets 2 halves of a hidden immunity idol. All
right. I'm satisfied with that.
Nicole and Rachel raise their flags and leave the game.
At least it wasn't Sierra.
Yeah. Oh, how funny would have been if Nicole, Sierra, and Frankie all raised their flags. That would have been hilarious.
It would have been, but I think our audience has enough. They have enough humor for a while. They need to rest a little bit.
Yeah.
From their laughter.
Okay. Well, Julie Chen has managed to get herself back in here to the reality TV merge tribe.
Nice. Good for her.
Yeah. Her and Jeff Probst can maybe
have an alliance.
Yeah, have an alliance to work together. I think they need it. Okay. Julie transfers half of the idol to Dr. Will.
It's kind of interesting because she was a first boot, so she can't really trust too many people.
She has really no one.
Yeah.
So
all right. We'll see if this plays
Parvati Shallow wins immunity.
All right.
Hey, good for Parvati. Derrick and Parvati bond strongly.
Nice.
And Parvati is impressing the rest of the team. And Ben is impressing the rest of the team.
Oh, do we have an honest?
We have an alliance with Ben, Derrick, Parvati, and Chan.
All right. I think Dan might be going, because now Derrick, he's probably going to try and suggest the nickname. And they're like, we don't do that here on Survivor. The people that do, they're usually ostracized for making a name. Well, then again, Parvati was in the Black Widow Alliance.
Yeah. Maybe Derrick's. There's like this. Our alliance name can be Derrick and the Survivors. And
they're like, well, why do you get to be the front man?
Yeah, he's giving himself the spotlight here.
And that's totally, he's a low-key guy, so yeah, they just were like, we'll get back to it. Let's survive this vote, and then we'll talk about
we can deal with that at later dates. Okay, so I think Dan's in some trouble here.
I think it's Dan. Yeah.
Okay. Ben is using the idol.
All right.
First vote goes to Julie.
Okay.
Second vote goes to Julie.
Okay.
Third vote goes to Julie.
Yeah.
Fourth vote goes to Cochran.
I'm just holding them up now. I don't know why.
Fifth vote goes to Julie.
The sidebar does not tell me that it's going to be Cochran.
Sixth vote goes to Julie.
Let's do it.
Seventh vote goes to Cochran. Eighth vote goes to Julie. Ninth vote goes to Cochran. And Julie is voted out in a 10-3 votes.
All right. Well, who's the other two that are on the outs?
It is Jeff and Boston Rob.
Jeff really wanted to work with Julie. That is sad.
It never got to happen.
No. Well, I mean, she could come back again.
Yeah, it could always happen. You never know. Unfortunate. Okay, well, Julie Chen has yet again been taken out of the game.
Yikes.
They receive a clue Frankie finds 2 advantages. He can practice for the next re-entry challenge, and he can also assign an extra vote to a remaining player and gives it to Boston Rob.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll see if that comes into play. So Dan's got that idol still. Boston Rob's got the extra votes. See who wins reward. Group number 1 is Sarif, Janelle, Jeff Probst, Cochran, Rob, and Chen. Group number 2 is Audrey, Ben, Dan, Derrick, Parvati, and Will. And group number 2 wins reward.
All right, the big
Chinese takeout delivered at camp.
Well, I mean, the Big Brother peeps, they're used to like having it a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
So rewards kind of fall in that category.
Yeah, they need that extra rewards. They
Unfortunately, Janelle is the only Big Brother contestant that didn't get one. Yeah, there's only 5 Big Brother contestants left in the game.
Wow, this has really just been a Survivor dominant season.
I mean,
and Parvati wins immunity again.
Oh my.
Parvati with 2 immunities. Probably putting quite a bit of a target on her, I gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Dan and Cochran bond strongly.
They're both wearing like red, pinkish. It's I see it.
Exactly. And Jeff Probst joins the alliance. He heard Derrick's name about Derrick and the Survivors. And he's like, that sounds like a great band name. I want to join.
All right. I think it's going to be another Big Brother contestant.
It seems like it. It seems like Derrick has made his way into the Survivor group, so it's probably not him. So we're looking at probably Audrey, Janelle, or Will, or Dan. Dan's got an idol at least.
I think it's Audrey or Dan.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not sure about Janelle.
I think she's gonna go her way.
Yeah. Is she gonna be at the end 0 votes?
We'll see.
First vote goes to Sarif. Second vote goes to Audrey. Third vote goes to Sarif. Fourth vote goes to Sarif. Fifth vote goes to Audrey. Sixth vote goes to Audrey. Seventh vote goes to Sarif. Eighth vote goes to Sarif.
Oh, no, don't let it be her.
Ninth vote goes to Audrey. 10th vote goes to Sarif. And Sarif Fields is taken out.
Dang.
Wow. I did not see that one coming at all.
No.
So what happened here? So Audrey, Ben, Derrick, Dr. Will, Janelle, Jeff, Parvati, and Chen voted for Sarif, whereas Boston Rob, Sarif, Cochran, and Dan voted for Audrey.
So Boston Rob just not in it at all.
Yeah, he's not playing a very good strategic game so far.
Yeah. It might be him.
Yeah, he might be next, honestly. Okay, no one raises their flag. Okay, let's see who wins immunity. Derrick wins immunity.
Nice.
Okay. Dan is impressing the rest of the team. Derrick and Parvati bond strongly.
Okay.
Jeff and Dr. Will bond slightly. And a new alliance formed between Jeff Probst, Cochran, Parvati, and Dr. Will.
Yeah, I think Boston Rob is just toast. And Jeff Probst in 2 different alliances right now.
Yeah, I think Jeff Probst realized Boston Rob is a sinking ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely thinking Boston Rob. Is he going to use his extra vote power?
It would be a moot point.
Yeah. First vote goes to Janelle. Second vote goes to Boston Rob. Third vote goes to Janelle. Fourth vote goes to Janelle.
Or, that.
Fifth vote goes to Janelle. 6th vote goes to Boston Rob. 7th vote goes to Boston Rob.
Or, I could be wrong
8th
again.
vote goes to Boston Rob. 9th vote goes to Janelle. 10th vote goes to Boston Rob. 1 vote left. And
No!
Boston Rob is voted out. He should have used that extra votes.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, well, it could have at least tied it, and then people would have been maybe thinking about jumping ship.
Well, if you use 2 extra votes, both of them are canceled. So 2 people would have to jump ship.
Yeah, but remember, they're not going to know who necessarily played an extra vote. So assuming Boston Rob didn't tell people that he's playing the extra votes.
Regardless, there's a lot more work on his end
than
Janelle's end.
Yeah, but always better play it. It could have given him a shred of a chance.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah. So Audrey, Cochran, Dr. Will, Janelle, Jeff, and Parvati voted for Boston Rob, and Ben, Boston Rob, Dan, Derrick, and Chen voted for Janelle. I think this was probably a bit of a split vote, to be honest. I think that in case Boston Rob had anything, some of them they put some votes on Janelle just in case.
Yeah. I see that.
Okay. So here we are at a final 10?
Well, kinda.
Yeah, someone else comes back in, but we're here 10. Let's do a quick little mid-merge assessment of everyone's game.
All right. I think Jeff is playing the best, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Parvati's doing she won and she's making like smaller moves. I think Derrick is also playing a great game, and Will still in it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dan, I think he's got potential. I think he needs to make some bigger moves maybe down the road, especially with that idol.
I think his goose is going to be cooked soon. I think maybe he plays it this round if he doesn't win immunity, but his days are numbered.
Maybe Derrick has gone undercover with these survivors, and really he's trying to get him and Dan to the ends.
Could be.
Yeah.
Even fooling us, the people that are watching this.
Exactly. Yeah, doing what Danny Boatwright did in her season by not telling production. Right? Okay. Well, I would definitely say Dan at least is someone that we should be watching for, because I think he has I think there's a chance.
There is, but it's hard.
Yeah, Boston Rob is now on edge of extinction. They receive a clue. Wendell finds an advantage for the next immunity challenge and gives it to Dan.
All right.
See if that comes in handy. And Ben finds another hidden immunity idol. Oh, let's see if he can play this one correctly. Okay, that's it there. So let's see who wins immunity. Jeff Probst wins immunity.
I think it's a proud day for Jeff because he gets to put it on himself. He's like, wow. So this is what it feels like.
We never talked about who's hosting Survivor at this stage, because I know Boston Rob has been the talk about he would be the one, but he's out there right now. So are we just assuming that Rick Devens?
Rick Devens. I'm thinking of like, all right, who's a personality? Tony would be good. I feel like Tony, he wouldn't do it because he would want to play.
I don't think he has the personality for being a host. I think he's got the personality for being a great character, but not necessarily being the host.
So I think Rick Devens, in the sense he played the game, he's a great player of the game, as well as being a news anchor guy. Mm-hmm. He has that like on-camera experience and hosting experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, and so it's also edge of extinction. So
Rick Devens is our interim host for the season. It's now been confirmed. Jeff and Cochran have a major fight.
Oh no!
Is this Cochran's time?
Might be.
Janelle and Chen have a minor disagreement. And Dan and Derrick have a minor disagreement.
Could be anyone.
And Parvati works hard at camp and becomes tired.
All right. I think could be Cochran.
Yeah. I will say the Big Brother people have now tied it up in terms of numbers, so it's not just necessarily guaranteed a Big Brother person goes home.
Yeah. Oh no, they might take over.
Yeah. I think Cochran might be in trouble here. It's never good to start a fight with a person who just won immunity. Like,
yeah.
First vote goes to Audrey. Second vote goes to Janelle. Third vote goes to Audrey. Fourth vote goes to Audrey.
Or, that could happen.
Fifth vote goes to Audrey. Sixth vote goes to Audrey.
Yeah, he's done. She's done.
Yeah, Audrey is gone.
Unanimously.
Yeah. No talk about it. They just decided, Audrey, it's your time.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess that's how they decided to play that one. Okay. Let's see. Audrey is now on edge of extinction.
Yep. Not much.
Nothing. Okay, let's see who wins immunity. Derrick wins immunity.
All right.
Okay, Derrick's playing a pretty good game. If he can get himself to the end.
Strong case.
Yeah. Parvati is impressing the rest of the team. And a new alliance forms between Dan and Will.
Ooh.
Okay, nice. And Parvati works hard at camp and becomes tired again. She is working hard.
What is the strategy for her?
Yeah, she's the workhorse now at camp. That's her new strategy for this season. She wants to prove that she can do it in every different way. Okay, well, Dan and Will have a little alliance there, so that's something.
Could it be Janelle?
I think it's Janelle. I think I feel like Audrey and Janelle might have been a little tied in terms of that. I feel like now just kind of take out Janelle here next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, first vote goes to Janelle. Second vote goes to Janelle. Third vote goes to Cochran. Fourth vote goes to Janelle.
I think.
Fifth vote goes to Janelle.
Yeah.
And Janelle is voted out unanimously yet again.
2 in a row. Interesting.
Wow. They are just deciding at this point who goes. Okay. Janelle is now on edge of extinction. Okay, reward challenge. Reward challenge. Group number 1 is Ben, Dan, Parvati, and Chen. Group number 2 is Derrick, Jeff, Cochran, and Will. And group number 2 wins reward. They win a trip to the Sabato mud pits and a feast.
Nice.
And Dr. Will wins immunity.
All right. This might be interesting because Dan might not be in trouble.
Yeah.
So
a new alliance forms between Ben and Dan.
Okay.
Dan is just making his two-person alliances and saying one of these is going to be my ride and die, and I'll figure it out as we go.
I see that.
Mm-hmm. And Chen is completely worn out, but is not giving up.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. I think it's actually Parvati.
You think Parvati?
Yeah.
I'm saying Cochran. I think he still has some heat from his fight with Jeff Probst.
There's only one way to find out.
Ben uses the idol on Parvati.
Ryan and his big mouth.
Parvati is safe. First vote goes to Derrick.
Not even? Okay.
He used it yet again. Very wrong. Second vote goes to Derrick. Third vote goes to Derrick.
I guess it's Derrick.
Fourth vote goes to Cochran.
Oh, wait, the sidebar.
Fifth vote goes to Cochran. Sixth vote goes to Cochran. Seventh vote goes to Derrick. One vote left. It's Cochran. We are tied in a 4-4 votes.
Do you think we're going to go to rocks?
I think we're going to rocks.
Parvati would be immune.
Yeah. If Ben goes home because he plays his idol for Parvati, saving her from the rock draw, but he goes home in her place.
That's worse than anything Abby Maria has done on our channel.
Yeah. First vote goes to Cochran. Second vote goes to Derrick. Third vote goes to Cochran. And Derrick gets the fourth votes. And fifth vote goes to Derrick. Oh, there's one more.
And then it's going to be Cochran.
And it's Cochran, yeah. Okay, it's either Ben, Dan, Jeff Probst, or Chen is going to just get the purple rock.
I can't look.
It's Jeff Probst!
In my head, I thought of it.
Wow.
I did, but I thought it would be too much.
And then next season, he says, you know what? We're changing the game again. No rock draws.
What? No.
Oh.
I thought in my head it might happen, but I didn't want to say it.
Wow. He just got rocked out at final eights, or,
Bitch.
So Derrick, Jeff, Parvati, and Chen voted for Cochran. Ben, Cochran, Dan, and Dr. Will voted for Derrick.
Damn.
Well, okay, so that means so who went home? So Jeff went home here. So Derrick, Parvati, and Chen are probably in some trouble here.
Yeah, it does look like power shifting towards Dan.
Yeah, Dan's got the control now.
So Derrick might actually be very screwed.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff arrives on edge of extinction. Nothing here. Dr. Will finds the reality TV hidden immunity idol.
Nice.
Okay. And let's see who wins reward. Chen wins reward and shares it with Parvati and Derrick.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, Survivor Picnic with wraps and wine, letters from home. And who wins immunity? Derrick wins immunity.
He
I think this wasn't needed. Yeah. He was definitely going to be in the talks to go home.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ben and Parvati have a major fight. Okay, well, I think Parvati's going. Cochran and Parvati have a major fight.
Yeah.
Parvati leaves an alliance with Cochran and Will.
Well, I think it's her time.
Yeah,
After
wow.
Ben saved her too.
Yeah, she blew us up her game. Wow. Yeah, I think she could have probably made Chen be the next one to go out of that grouping, and then maybe Derrick after that. But she's decided to just blow up.
No, it's bye-bye. Bye-bye, Parv.
First vote goes to Parvati.
Uh-huh.
Second vote goes to Dr. Will.
Give us some doubt.
Third vote goes to Dr. Will.
We all know it's Parv.
Fourth vote goes to Dr. Will.
Is it though?
Fifth vote goes to Parvati. Sixth vote goes to Parvati. One vote left.
I think it's still Parv.
And Parvati is voted out. Dang. Well, still another deep run.
Yeah, I mean, she can still come back. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Ben, Cochran, Dan, and Dr. Will voted for Parvati, and Derrick, Parvati, and Chen voted for Dr. Will. So yeah, it's definitely looking like Derrick and Chen are on the outs.
It's still, you never know. Derrick has been winning quite a few immunity challenges, so even if he gets voted out here, he has a good shot of getting back into the game.
Yeah, exactly. We shall see. They received letters they wrote before the game, and they're all excited to do their challenge next episode. Okay, let's see who wins rewards. Dan wins reward and shares it with Will and Ben.
All right.
Okay, and let's see who wins immunity. Ben wins immunity.
Well, this might be Derrick's time.
Yeah, I think Derrick's in trouble. Shan is impressing the rest of the team, so either they take her out because they're impressed by her, or that means she's staying one more tribal.
Well, I mean, she's not in the alliance, so I think it is very possible that it could be her.
Cochran and Dr. Will's alliance dissolves, and Cochran is completely worn out, but is not giving up. So,
all right,
yeah, it's either Derrick or Shan. It's just which one are they gonna want to get rid of? I would say you get rid of Derrick here. I think he's the bigger threat.
Definitely.
He probably wins if he gets to the end. I think he's got the best case right now.
Yeah.
Dr. Will uses the hidden immunity idol. First vote goes to Dr. Will, does not count. Second vote goes to Dr. Will, does not count. Third vote goes to Dr. Will, does not count correctly. Fourth vote goes to Derrick.
Yep, it's him.
And Derrick is idled out.
Dang.
Wow. Unfortunate. So they got someone else on their side though. Cochran, Dan, Dr. Will. And then Ben, Derrick, and Chen.
All right, we have one person coming back though.
Yeah, and then once we get our person back, we'll do our next assessment of how we think everyone's doing.
All right.
Okay, so Derrick is on the edge of extinction. He's got a chance to come back here. Who do you think?
All right. I'm gonna say Sierra.
That would be a crazy if she's back in this game.
It's crazy enough to be a thing.
I'm rooting for Jeff Probst. Let's bring Jeff. I thought he played a great game.
I would like Jeff to come back, but there's part of me that's like, come on, Sierra.
Mm-hmm. Okay, don't call it a comeback. And Boston Rob returns to the game.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, well, now this was a fear of Winners at War, was Boston Rob coming back in the game at Final 6 and kind of just being able to win out, because that's what he can do.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he'll be able to win some challenges.
We'll see.
He's got a half idol, and he's giving half of it to Shan.
All right, interesting.
Okay. Boston Rob wins immunity.
No way.
Oh. He also wins steak and chocolate cake and shares it with Shan and Dan.
I love how much rhyming that was in that one sentence.
I know, right? Steak and chocolate cake Dan. And Dan.
All right, Brantsteele, you redeemed yourself a little bit.
Yeah, that gives you some brownie points or chocolate cake points in this case. So Shan and Dr. Will find something in common.
All right.
And Ben and Shan's alliance dissolves.
Oh my God, I think Ben's going. All right, should we talk about everyone's game now since we have?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, so Ben, I would say he is playing a decent enough game where, depending on the final three, he might get a few votes. I would say Dan is playing a very strong game. I'd say Dr. Will is playing the best game. Rob could tank out. I feel Cochran, he's making moves. He seems like a sleeper. And Shan also making moves, just kind of just not as flashy.
Yeah. I think Cochran and Shan are probably on the lowest right now. I think Rob's, he has to, I think, just completely dominate this end game for him to win. Because remember, he kind of wasn't playing a good game up to this point. But he also has all of those relationships now on edge of extinction that might just give him the win if he gets to the end.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay. No one stands. First vote goes to Ben. Second vote goes to Cochran. Third vote goes to Cochran. Fourth vote goes to Ben.
It's gonna tie.
Fifth vote goes to Cochran. One vote left. Ben gets the vote. We are tied between Cochran and Ben. Yeah, maybe they're trying to make sure that Ben doesn't have any more idols. He keeps finding them.
Valid.
First vote goes to Cochran. Second vote goes to Ben.
Is it Ben?
Third vote goes to Cochran.
Oh no, I think it's Cochran.
Cochran is voted off.
Dang it.
They flipped. Who flipped? Boston Rob flips.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are, final five now. I think we still got some pretty strong contenders here for a win.
Definitely.
Okay, Dan's got the idol. He's guaranteed final four. Boston Rob lets Chen have the combined hidden immunity idol. Wow, I would pay so much money to see this conversation go down where Boston Rob and Chen have to give one of them the idol.
I feel as soon as Boston Rob goes away in Shan's little confessional, she's like,
yeah. Yeah, she's probably told him like, "Hey, you have a chance of winning immunity. I can't beat you.
I'll give it to you if it doesn't work out."
Yeah, exactly. So let's see who wins immunity. Boston Rob wins immunity.
Okay.
It worked out.
He might actually win this thing.
Yeah. Is Boston Rob really going to edge of extinction himself to a win?
I believe so.
Ben, fine.
Okay. So we have what? Let's see. 2, 3.
Wait.
Dr. Will's gonna get idled out. No one can vote for Dr. Will.
He's the only one that doesn't have immunity.
Eliminated. That's actually very unfortunate.
Oh,
no,
that sucked.
Oh.
There's like no point of having a tribal council. Like if this happened, production's just like, okay, guys, so we know what everyone has. So
Dr. Will is gone. There's no suspense here.
There's no way unless someone just doesn't play their idol. If someone's
why would you not?
If someone's like, I want a souvenir.
Especially at Final Five, if 2 people play the idol before you better play your freaking idol. If one person does, you need to. If 2 do, you better do. Ben
literally saved himself here because he goes home here. I think Will was in gear to
win.
Yeah. It's crazy because I think Jeff Probst was in a similar boat that Will is right here, where he kind of just goes off by luck of the draw. And he was playing such a great game. So we're really losing some of our big figureheads from
randomness,
from shenanigans. Yeah.
Shenanigans.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Dan uses his idol. Shan uses her idol.
Come on, Ben.
And
you know
Ben uses his idol.
This is the first time this has happened on our channel.
Wow.
Wow.
First vote goes to Shan, does not count. It
doesn't matter.
Second vote goes to Shan, does not count. Third vote goes to Ben, does not count. Fourth vote goes to Ben, does not count. Ben has successfully played his idol. And Dr. Will, you're the only one that can get voted for here, so you go home.
Wow. We've done so many it's about time it actually happened.
Yeah, it had to be Dr. Will, of course, one of the few Big Brother people that I actually like.
Wow.
Dang. Well, yeah. Will was in the numbers too, so would have he definitely would have been able to have been in the rights.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a crazy tribal right there.
That was. All right, so here's our final four. I can see, honestly, Shan, her little sleeper threat thing is starting to come out, so it could be anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, I think Dan and Rob have the best chances here. I think I'm being soured a bit by Ben's few idle plays, but he's still here. He got a successful idle play. Well, the most we're going to be on him.
Technically, too, because he saved Parvati.
Yeah, he did save Parvati. Yeah. So yeah, he might have some goodwill over there.
Well, he doesn't have any will anymore. He got rocked out. Remember?
Yeah. We also have to remember Ben and Dan are the only alliance in the game.
All right.
And Ben wins immunity. Okay. We'll see what he does with it.
Probably going to choose Dan, and then it's going to be...
Yep, he's granting Dan safety. So Dan is in the final three. I think that's a big threat to be there. But Boston, Rob, and Chen are going to have to make fire. This is the mafioso, the Godfather facing off.
And the Godmother,
yeah,
I feel.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. Boston Rob wins fire.
Nice.
Wow. He has won his way to making it to the...
Is he going to Chris Underwood this?
Oh,
well, I mean, granted, he was in it enough to have, done a lot more than Chris Underwood.
Yeah. He was voted out in, I believe, episode 8. Yeah. So he was around a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. Finalists face the jurors.
Honestly, I want it to be Rob.
Yeah, I'm fine with with either a Rob or a Dan win. I think they both played the better game, so I'm happy with one of them taking the win here.
I think, honestly, I'm okay if Ben wins. It'll just be funny because it's his first time out here, and we've avoided using him for so long.
And he found 3 idols this game.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, finals wait for the winner to be revealed. The first vote goes to Ben. Second vote goes to Rob. Third vote goes to Dan.
Okay.
Fourth vote goes to Dan. Fifth vote goes to Rob.
Come on, Robbie.
Sixth vote goes to Ben.
Oh, no.
Seventh vote goes to Dan. Eighth vote goes to Boston Rob. Ninth vote goes to Rob. 10th vote goes to Dan. 11th vote goes to Rob. 12th vote goes to Dan.
Oh my.
13th vote goes and winner goes to Dan. In a 6-5 to 2 votes.
He is definitely a worthy winner out of this. Was at the bottom and then slowly but surely made his way to the top.
Yeah.
Being in the majority alliance.
Yeah, and you got to remember, still pre-merged, him and the Double D alliance was pretty notable. So
honestly, I think he is a top tier player.
I think he played great. I wonder who voted for him here. So Audrey, Sarif, Cochran, Dr. Will, Jeff, and Chen voted for Dan. Sierra, Frankie, Janelle, Parvati, and Wendell voted for Rob, and Derrick and Julie voted for Ben.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And Chen wins the fan favorite awards.
All right. Nice.
Okay.
Very soft. We had some good twists. We had some Jeff getting rocked out of all things. We finally had our first no vote tribal council because Will was the only one that was vulnerable.
Yep, exactly. Big Brother, despite kind of being hit a lot, still managing to stay around for a bit and have the winner be from Big Brother.
Yep, and Sierra still just...
Yeah, she's now technically the first boots. She gets the... because Jolie survived.
I feel so bad. It's like her and Courtney, but for Sierra, it's worse because we use her a lot more often.
We've used her more, yeah. Yeah, I think Courtney's only come twice, I believe.
I think I could have sworn I brought her a third time just to be sure. After we established it was only twice.
Got it. Well, yeah, I mean, I thought this was pretty good. I think this is definitely better than the last one.
The last one might actually be the worst. Because I give points to the Hunger Games one mostly because it is a different thing and I feel like it has some credibility there.
The only reason is because in at least All Stars 1, it was honestly kind of boring for a lot of it. It was like very just like nothing. No gameplay was happening. At least with the other one, there was gameplay happening. It has a terrible ending. So if you need the ending for a season to be good, that season sucks. But if you look at if you just chopped off the like final 5 onwards, like
I don't say the ending it plays a factor into it. It does. I don't think it can make or break a season, yes, but for making it the worst ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in the bottom in literally the worst just because the ending sucked.
I think I have to rewatch everything.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to do another re-ranking of our Brantsteeles.
Good luck, Brian. Because we've done 40 plus of these.
Yeah.
Like closer to 50.
Yeah. And some of them are like 2.5 hours long.
So this might be some. And then obviously we're going to be making Brantsteeles in the meantime.
Yeah.
And I do admit sometimes it's much more different experience watching as opposed to
being in it at the moment.
Yeah, because like there's some where I'm like, oh my god, this is so entertaining because of the kind of like how a lot of people like last one because of my reactions and your reactions of the tomfoolery.
Yeah. If you look at entertainment value, actually, like that one's actually high because of that ending, because of our reactions.
I still think All Stars 4 might still be my favorite. Because that one had everything. That had entertainment, strategy of like Catherine Newton won. I almost jumped out a window. Danny Boatwright got humiliated.
Yeah. It had a little bit of everything for every kind of person who watched our channel, but yeah, looking here, Derrick with 3 immunity wins. I definitely think Derrick is a strong contender to be coming back here.
I think there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of the Big Brother peeps, Derrick, Will is. I think there is some merit to bringing Ben back. Rob, like granted he's someone that's been kind of in our Brantsteeles mostly with series or season 4 of our stuff. So like I mean he still played a phenomenal game even though he was out and then came back and like dominated for the most part.
I'd even say Jeff Probst. I think his time out here was, he was definitely playing a very good game. Very unfortunate that that's how he goes out.
It's a what if thing where he could have made it. He might be contender for last chance.
Yeah. Jeff Probst and Will, like those what if scenarios of what happens if Ben doesn't find this idol at the final 5 to save himself. Like,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because if you look over here at the statistics, Shan and Dr. Will were the top two, and then Dan. So Dan kind of benefits from those two going out right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. And also Dan received 0 votes against him. So was never targeted, despite it seemed like he should have been targeted.
That's why I don't count him. That's why I wasn't like really counting him out to win the game either.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did play a respectful game. Because like it's not like he was totally reliant on it. It did help him very much so in number 5, but then he also won the challenge at 4.
Yeah.
So there is some merit there.
Yeah. There's it's definitely good. But yeah, that's gonna do it here for this episode of the Day After podcast. Yeah, that was Survivor versus Big Brother. Big Brother won. Who would have thought?
Well, I mean, it was a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, but Survive, they beat us on our home turf.
They did. They did.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically they've done it twice because Julie,
Yeah, true. But this one stings even harder because now
it wasn't Julie, it was Snooki.
Yeah, Snooki ended up winning.
Sorry.
Don't bring her up. That was an awful winner.
Well, clearly because I forgot that Snooki won.
Yeah. Julie was 3rd place actually on that season. Dave Hester actually got more votes than her.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Now, that's really now going to do it for the end of this episode. We'll see you in our next episode where we are going to be drafting our All-Stars team for All-Stars 9.
All right. Well, peace out, guys. We will see you then.
Adios.